This morning, I saw very unusual options activity coming through on UAL for January. We're going to talk about these calls that expire in 2 months. We're going to look at the bigger time frame on UAL because I think it's going to rip within the next couple of months, potentially 30% out into the next summer. So I'm going to go over that. I want to talk about the flow, if I'm going to take a position and why. So let's get into it, guys. Taking a look at UAL on Black Box, these are the three orders that I saw come through. A 1012 to 1013 symbol is UAL, as you guys obviously can tell by now. The expiration date is 1/20/2023, so that's about 2 months from now. Strike 46, so we're trading at 44, so it is out of the money. The spot that it came through was when we were trading at 44.70. They all came in at the ask, which is a good sign. We know they're confirmed bullish. It's not like somebody's selling these. And it's a sweep, which is a good sign. Sweep means that they're all coming in through one broker. And you can see value 1.4 million, 664 million, 29.3 million. So all very unusual, and I posted them within our Discord community. If you're not part of our Discord community, definitely check it out. It's completely free. The link is in the description. You guys get access to tons of free content, free courses, free live streams. All of that's over there. Now, if we actually just take a look at the contract here, one thing I want you to note is to look at open interest versus volume. So for those of you who do not know what open interest is, it just means the amount of contracts that are currently being held. So open interest is basically the amount of contracts from now till when the contract was written, how many are currently being held. Volume is how many transactions there were in that single day. So I want you to first notice the open interest on these contracts. Going into today, they were 3,098. You can see that overall for the past week or so, they've been around 2,800 to 3,000. And then prior to then, they were really around like 2,500. So there was a lot of open interest, but look at how wild this is. Average volume was probably around 100 contracts a day. Today, boom, 13,000 contracts. So that one person, look at how much volume. There's 10 times the amount of, or not 10 times, I'm sorry, about 5 times the amount of normal volume. And you can see here, looking at this chart to the left, that all of the open interest is these blue volume bars, basically. But they're open interest. You can see it's all sits in a very chill line. Like it's pretty normal. Now, if you look at the volume is usually pretty low, peaking out like max around here. And then look at the volume today on these contracts. So there is a lot of volume. Now, for those of you who do not know, this is not going to move the underlying, right? Derivatives won't move the underlying. Just because somebody bought a ton of calls on UAL does not mean the underlying is going to rip. And you can see, though, the price of the contract. So the contract yesterday was actually $1.84. Today, the contract is $2.40. So let's take a look at this bigger time frame on UAL and see what could potentially be happening here. So if we look, first of all, on the daily, this is going to be probably one of the easier ones to take a look at. We have this small symmetrical triangle setting up here. So looking at a smaller time frame, like next probably week and a half, 2 weeks, looking at this, we have a solid symmetrical triangle. A solid symmetrical triangle sets up like this when we have one of these levels. I'm going to go through here and show you with this draw tool. But when we're making these slower moves down and making lower highs, and we're also making our way up, making higher lows, and all of that is pushed into a point right here, which is called your apex point. And that's going to basically be like a very strong level of a pop. Most of the times we will break out early or break down early, but most of the time we'll actually usually just set within this range. So you can see that we broke out today. We're holding here. We're having trouble getting through this resistance level, but as of right now, this is a solid buy. Best buy is down at 44, but where we are right now is definitely a very solid buy. Now, also, if we go and take a look at the weekly time frame, you can see that obviously, or I'm sorry, let's go to monthly. Let's be easier. UAL has not been doing well since we had the Rona. So back here, if we draw a Fibonacci retracement from top swing high at $97 down to that swing low, we're not counting wicks, down to the swing low of 28, you can see that our area that we're going to be watching for this potential rebound was up at 60. We just couldn't get through there and we couldn't hold through 60. That was our 50% fib retracement level. Since then, we have pulled back. We have bounced at point of control once again. Stochastic RSI crossed up. And what we're looking for here is a breakout up above 46 to $48. If we can break up over there, hold, move, we could easily see a rip back up to 64. So I did end up entering this position. I posted it within the Discord. Like I said, it's free. The link is in the description, but I posted this for the members over there, talking about the buy to open or bought position on UAL. I'm following it. I think it's worth it. I like that daily setup. I like the flow. Tons of unusual volume. And for me, a position like this, one thing we didn't talk about is stochastic RSI down here. That is also crossing as well. So I think this can be a solid trade. I'm expecting by the end of the week to see it up around 46, potentially into next week up at 46. But I do think it's going to be pretty solid. I would be looking to actually cut my losses around 42.50 to 42.70 if we break below that major support. Thanks for all the support, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.